Hello and welcome to the Automotive Engineers Corner. Tonight we have a simple topic. Today we have 13th of June 2020 and we have a simple topic, RACI Chart. RACI, which means responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So let us have this is the method used to set very clear roles when you have a project where you need to a job when you need to do a job together. This is a table which is actually then agreed with all the people involved, like all the departments involved. And this table very simply says what task needs to be done by which person or department. I will just put a department. And actually, who is responsible to do a job, who is responsible to really put a budget, or to who would be accountable for that job, who needs to be informed that the job is done, and for example, who is doing some additional or supporting tasks that can help to do the job. So let me put a very simple table here. Let me show you an example. So here we will have the departments. Let us put design department. It's a very simplistic example. Yeah, you don't need to. We will not do a big something about it. It's just so that you can grasp the idea. RACI chart. Design, production. Let's put quality. Let's put logistics. And then let us put here, this is the responsible, this is the who is doing the jobs, and here is what to be done. So for the what, let us be design the product, manufacture the product, and let us say check quality. So we have 3 tasks like this. And now for the design, this department will be responsible because they need to do the job. And this department will be as well accountable. Let me put it like this. Designer and manager. So the designer, the guy in the design department, the designer, is responsible to do the job, to open the software, to design the product, to save the file, to send it to the manager. And now the manager will be accountable for his job. So the designer is responsible, of course, because he is doing the job and he has to do the job. The manager, his manager, is not, he doesn't need to, or he or she doesn't need to do his job of the designer, but he will be accountable in front of the other people, other team members, will be accountable if the job is done, if the job is done correctly, if his job is done on time. So accountable person will be his manager. Because, for example, if there is an issue about the budget and somebody needs to pay, or there is a failure and this guy makes a failure, makes a bad design, and the design causes some additional costs, this guy will need to pay from his budget because he is accountable. So if there is any trouble caused by this function by this job, if there is any malfunction and somebody needs to pay for the made errors, this accountable person will be from this person's budget will be taken the money for the troubles. Okay, now the other people or the other departments, they just need to be informed. So for example, production department needs to be informed when the design is ready, and here the quality department can be consulted. So for example, if a designer is doing a new version of a wheel to a car, so the designer can ask the quality people to check if there were any issues regarding the previous version of the wheel. Are there any quality claims and field claims? So this person can give some valuable information to the designer. So this is a consulted person. But then production just needs to be informed. Okay, when the production is ready, the design department, the responsible or the accountable person needs to inform the production department that something is going on, and the new design will come over to the production finally. So then let's go to logistics. Play no role. They don't need to have any role here in the design process. So they do not be informed, consulted, accountable, or responsible. So you leave this field empty. Manufacture the product. So here the production department, they are responsible and accountable. So they need to do the job, and they will be responsible. They will be accountable for the job if they did a good product, if they manufactured it on time with the correct specification. Of course, for example, in this case, the designer or the design department can be consulted because maybe they have some questions. And then quality needs to be informed. And then logistics needs to be informed, because these guys will then take over the product from them. These for the control, and these for the internal, shipment outside of the factory. Then let's say, okay, if I put here manager, this guy needs to be maybe informed that the production was started, and this guy can be consulted. You see, then check quality. So for checking quality, we can leave the design empty. They have nothing to do with the quality check, and they don't need to be consulted. Everything is done. Production, well, yes, they can be consultant, they can be informed, and quality is responsible and accountable for the job. So the people of the quality need to do the job, do the real control, and they will be accountable. So they will be, if somebody asks about the results of the control, and if they check okay or not okay, they will be accountable. If they, for example, do a mistake and control a product, and they control it in such a way that they will leave a defective product to the market, to the customer, then they caused some. They will be accountable for the job of bad control. Of course, then we can track back and hey, the production was made badly. So then we will come back to the process of manufacturing, and then the production was accountable to doing a good product. So they are responsible and accountable to produce a nice product, but then they are responsible and accountable to do a correct quality check. And logistics here needs to be informed by quality, okay, that the product was correctly, on how many products were correctly checked, and how many products are okay for the shipment, and how many not, and so on. So this is the RACI chart. It's used in the project management. It's used in the teamwork to organize and really very carefully share the jobs and how to say, well, establish the responsibilities and the interactions between the departments, between the people doing the specific jobs. With this, there is a rule. You need to have at least one person for every task. There need to be at least one person responsible to do the job. In such RACI thing, you cannot have a task without an R somewhere, because R means he or she does the job really. So R needs to be always there. R means he or she does the job. Somebody needs to do the job. Somebody is accountable for the job. So somebody is doing the job and somebody else will be accountable for the job. No problem. The designer is doing the job, but okay, if he makes a mistake, his manager will be responsible and he will explain all the mistakes and so on. This guy will sleep at his very calmly at his home, and this guy will maybe have a conference call with another continent explaining why the design was screwed. So this is the thing about RACI chart. See you next time. This was Automotive Engineers Corner.